Welcome all. Hope you have had lovely Christmas and a great new year. Happy to see so many joined my live stream today. Been away from YouTube quite a while. Haven't looked at so much content over this the Christmas and so on, but I prepared a little live today. Let's see. Today I have prepared some letters content. I will talk a bit about the plans for the upcoming year and a little bit about the bet with journalism. I hope sound and everything works great. Is the sound okay? Hope to get some reply from the audience. Waiting for some response. Oh, thank you, Wilson. Okay, I will start with the journalism. His bet about the mission to the moon. I'm well aware that this is a risky bet. I will make a response video to Jared about it, and the problem with it is I didn't understand that when I first accepted the bet, and that was that they haven't got all permissions to make this travel during this year. And that's what I think he's relying on, that they haven't got the permissions to launch this mission this year yet. But I will give him a response and my final conditions about it. I have a plan with this bet, and it's to if I win, I will donate it to Ukraine, and I will double it. So the original bet is $500, and I will, if I win it, I will add 500 more. And the reason to that, if you look at the screen, this is a comment on my latest video about this bet from, I'm sad to say, a Swedish follower of Jared, a flat earther, and something that I'm quite annoyed by is all flat earthers that stick to the belief that it's something fishy with the war in Ukraine, and he don't understand why I donate money to Ukraine, and he are spreading bullshit about it. It's Nazists, and it's the same old rubbish. And this I've heard from Dirt is spreading this type of nonsense. I heard it on Globusters. I heard it on Taboo Conspiracy, and that's why I'm mixing up this bet with Ukraine, because I have no interest in receiving money from Jared, but it would be quite nice if I did win the bet and donated to Ukraine. Derek Davison, gott nytt år to you too. Gott nytt år is Happy New Year on Swedish. So that's I will in this week finish a video about this, about the bet. Another thing is what I'm planning for the knives. I will give an example here. I'm quite sure that some of you seen this type of ads. This is about Japanese knife, as they call it, and this type of content is you often see on YouTube. This type of companies are sponsoring channels, and this is a scam. That it is a scam. You can see it on Christmas sales, 70% off, and often they have a counter. If when I took this earlier today, this screen capture, it said, I think it was 39 in stock. When I looked at it yesterday, it was 39 in stock, and often they have a timer. This is 12 hours left on this deal and so on, and if you come back some days later, it's the same message. And why do I think it's a scam? They say it's modern design of a traditional knife making. They talking about Japanese steel and Japanese traditions. The only problem with this is if you look close to this knife is made in China, not Japan. And if you look at the steel in this knife is the same steel you have in ordinary forks and so on that you eat with. It's not the steel that you're using in high-end knives. And if you have a pottery, what do you call it, that is put on the stove, it's the same type of stainless steel. So it's not knife steel. It's cheap rubbish to use in a kitchen knife. If you look at, I'm quite sure that many of you have seen these Highland titles and that rubbish. This company also have this one. I'm sure that you have seen this type of knife at several creators. These Japanese chef knives used by Michelin star chefs and so on. But it's the same problem with this knife at the one I showed first. It's made in China and it's stainless steel. This is a bit better steel than in the first one, but this is the same type of steel you find in a knife you buy on IKEA for $20. It's have nothing to do with Japan and the handmade knives and so on. So why do I show this? I think this is a type of content that I will I have interest in. As you all know, I'm interested in knives. I'm making my own knives. I will go on some. I have bought education to make my own what do you call it? Welding, not the welding. I'm making the whole knife by myself. I'm going on this next summer to learn how to do the whole process. Today I buy the blades from great companies making blades, but I want to learn to make the blades too. And I think this is I think that flat Earth is a scam. It's a lot of scammers, and I get quite sad when great channels, without knowing it, are promoting scams. So I will have a look in this area. With the Highland, with the titles and so on, many YouTubers have made videos about it recently, and the same with the second knife I showed. But the first one I showed, it's the same. Yes, forging. Thank you, Jude. It's the same type of scam. They are trying to use YouTubers to sell you crap. Overpriced crap. So I will make a bit of this content too. Not so much. I will still make blur videos. And this Christmas I also started to build a studio so I can go live, so you can see my lovely face. And I'm also planning to make some lives with knife making, probably on another channel, but because as many of you know, I have a house in Norway too, and because of the pandemic I haven't spent so much time there. At that location, at that house, I have a studio. Here in Sweden I don't have one, but because of the war in Ukraine I can't be longer periods in Norway. I will go up for 1 week, perhaps a month, but most of my time this year I will be in Sweden. I will have workshops in the end of this year in Norway, but I signed the contract here in Sweden with the military, so I will spend most of my time in uniform this year. So therefore I will make a studio here at home in Sweden so I can make better content. Let's see. 8 people. Okay, let's look at some flurfs. I think I turn off the music and then we have it there. So oh, one more thing. I have received some threats from a flurf. I will not mention his name. He threatened me to dox me, and the reason he found my real name was that I'm selling some of my images, as you see on the screen, on different website where you can buy prints and so on, and there I do it in my real name. It's not so important for me, my true identity, but on this channel I'm Arctic. I don't use my real name. I have no problem showing my face and so on, but I get a bit tired when they think they have something against me when they have found my real identity, I think is quite foolish. I will not present my real name on this channel. It's quite common that debunkers don't use the real name, and if I'm not credible because I don't use my if I'm not credible for flurfs when I don't use my real name on this channel, I don't care. It's not important for me. Okidok. That's for that. Then it was flurf time. Judy, yes, I'm glad that you like my knife. When I will sell some of my knives. At the moment, I'm training to get better in making knives, but soon I will have too many knives. I think I have at the moment about 20 finished knives that I have finished, and they get better and better each time I make a new one. But soon I will have too many knives, so in the near future I will sell off some of my knives, not for the profit, but soon I have filled my house with knives, so thank you, Hads. But now over to flurfs. Let's see. Typical me. It's been a while since I made a live, and once again I forget which button to push. Here we have it. Oh, it. No, not with it. Wrong one.
First of all, Einstein said that time is a river.
Really? No, time's not a river. Let's just correct Michi Yukaku. We're off to a bad start, ladies and gentlemen. Time is not a river. Freedom is not a water slide. These are concepts. Now, I can say freedom is like a big swamp.
As you all hear, Nathan Oakley again. And I can't get my head around the fact that people are listening to this fool. He don't understand basic science, and he thinks with this crap are debunking Einstein and relativity theory. My English is bad at the moment, but he is so damn stupid, but I can't stand him, so I will fast forward a bit to the next fool. This one have no sound. It's one more example of people don't understand anything. This is a short one from Dirt, David Wise, and it's no sound. He had only some awful music, so it will be a silent one. Suppose that everyone sees what he's doing. It's the good old banjo US, Brazil, Japan nonsense. He can't understand why the Argentinian football team did leave Qatar and via Rome in Italy. I haven't looked into this one. I suppose that it was a connecting flight. There were no direct flights to Argentina from Qatar. But the funny part on this one is this one. And it's the fact that he tried to prove it using the classic flat Earth map that the Flurfs starting to say that it's not the real flat Earth map. And this is so damn funny that they are showing often examples using this map, and when we ask them about the correct flat Earth map, they say that this is not the correct flat Earth map. If you listen to Nathan Oakley and so on, they try to fool their audience that there are no flat Earth map, but still Flurfs are using that one when it suits their purposes. Oh dear. So it's the correct one, according to David Wise. The one to the right. Oh, I didn't take away that. And his great flat Earth zodiac map clock app. Oh dear. And people are buying that one too. Sorry for showing this. I thought I cut it out from my video, but I will finish that in a bit, this Flurf video. I know that I'm on repeat, but in I have talked many times about drones. During the Christmas I have sent one more drone, so it's 15 drones sent, and this week I was supposed to have live together with some of the soldiers using the drones. I did receive on New Year's Day a call from one of them, and sadly enough, one of the soldiers that was supposed to be on the live stream this week did die the day before Christmas Eve. So another of the soldiers will joining alive in the upcoming weeks, but I felt quite sad. This was a person that I have been in contact with for several months, but he died at the battlefield. And they also reported that of this, the 14 drones that have arrived 8 are still functioning. The rest of them are victims of the war and have been shot down and so on. So I made a decision regarding the earnings of the channel. I will, for a period, they are in desperate need of drones, so I will the money that I'm sending from ad revenues, memberships and so on, I will use them for a while. I also will use those money for drones. And the same goes for the images I'm selling as myself, as I talked about before. The earnings from those I also will use for drones, because the drones are saving lives, saving soldiers. So if you want to help me with that struggle, use PayPal. You also, if you do a donation via YouTube on some kind of super chats, that from now it also will be used for drones. But the problem with super chats and so on, that I think is it 30 or 40% that goes to YouTube. On PayPal, every single dime goes to drones. Okay, back to, that was a sad announcement, but back to Flurfs. Yes, Dora, sad loss. As a military man, it's puts a reality into my shoes of occupation. I've been in the military from when I was 19. I started at the military and I stayed there part-time since. So all my grown up life I have been in uniform part-time, and it feels this type of happenings feels it's quite scary for me too. It's so close to what I'm working with, and it's not far to Ukraine from Sweden either. So it was not a happy call. have been quite sad all Christmas. Okay, let's move on to the Flurfs. This one is a video. I did find a link on Taboo Conspiracy's channel, and I will link. I forgot to link the original video in the description. I will do it. It's not on Taboo's channel. It's a video recommended by Taboo Conspiracy. He thinks this is great proofs. And it's about refraction. Oh, my picture.
Hey there! We have some new at-home observations to show you. Like most of America this past week, we experienced some extremely low temperatures over a span of a couple of days, which made for some cool visual effects at home. Here are the objects we're viewing during this video. The objects are placed about 210 inches or 17.5 feet from the observer. And the center of the camera lens is less than half an inch above the surface. At the start of the observation, the air temperature at 4 feet above the surface was about 74 degrees Fahrenheit. And the temperature at the surface was around 73 degrees Fahrenheit. The outdoor air temperature was 7 degrees Fahrenheit. During the observation, When we opened the door and let the indoor and outdoor air mix, the temperature read about 48 degrees Fahrenheit at 4 feet above the surface, and the air temperature at the surface read around 40 degrees Fahrenheit. Here are the objects from the viewer's perspective at the start of the observation. And here is when we open the door to let the air mix. Quickly, the light from the bottom of the objects no longer arrives to the viewer and can no longer be seen. We've sped up the footage here.
This is really high-tech flat Earth science. I must go. I get speechless. This is so damn stupid. In some mysterious way, taboo conspiracy thinks this is a great proof for flat Earth. Oh dear, this is priceless. And I did cut this short. I think the original video was about 7 minutes with this nonsense. So it's, oh dear. The state of flat Earth is bad. And then the next one I prepared because this gentleman is sometimes joining my live streams. So let's hear it from Level Earth Observer.
Today, fantasist author Graham Hancock is going to tell Mike Tyson demonstrable reality is wrong.
This author, I don't know who he is, but I think it's quite funny when he have Level Earth Observer have Mike Tyson as some kind of expert witness.
So let's have a look.
I see down there, just underneath deGrasse Tyson, there's another passage, thoughts on flat Earth conspiracy theories, conspiracy theories in general. I have to say, the Earth is not flat. We live on this huge ball in space, definitely. I just have no doubt about that. It's an unnecessary thing. Why does the Earth need to be flat?
Yeah.
Is it, what is it, even if it was flat, who cares? I mean, we're here we're here to live our lives and hopefully to live them well. But the Earth is not flat. And the ancients knew this. The ancients knew this forever. The ancient Egyptians knew this. Everybody knows that the Earth is not flat. You just need to stand on a cliff and look at a distant ocean horizon and see a ship come towards you, and you'll see the funnel of the ship first before you see the deck of the ship. Yeah. That's because it's coming around a curved horizon. Yet that conspiracy theory survives. So
So this ignorant, stupid, fantasist author cites an observation through the thickest viewing medium going as proof that demonstrable reality is wrong, not taking into account any variables whatsoever and not cross-references his observation. Bear with me. And this is why any observation cited as evidence needs to have scientific demonstrations to back up his claims.
Have any of you viewed a Leo video where he proved anything with science? I think I watched most of Leo's videos, and I don't think of science when I look at his videos. Leo's logic is it looks fake, so it's fake. I never seen him prove anything.
We can test and verify this for ourselves.
And when did Leveler's Observer test anything?
Train tracks here appearing to converge in the distance. Through physical exploration and doing scientific measurements as we go, we can test and verify, every one of us, that these train tracks are not converging.
But Leo don't understand that this is not the explanation of ships disappearing with the bottom first. Oh dear.
And as a result of that scientific exploration and scientific measurement, we realize there's things at play with our vision, which is why any observation that's cited as proof of something needs to have scientific demonstration to back it.
And once again, when did Level Earth Observer do any science at all?
Cross-reference it, if you like. Particularly if your observation is, you're citing that as proof that every scientific demonstration is wrong. And of course, Graham has no demonstrable science whatsoever to back his observation. He can't take into account vision, because that destroys his argument. He's got no science, he's got no demonstrations with the water, and of course he's got no side profile observations that would back his claims. If what Graham said was true, boats were descending behind a curve, there'd be hundreds, no, thousands of observations showing this ridiculous, scientifically impossible scene.
Obviously, I think that Level Earth Observer lives in the middle of England somewhere and have never been out to the coast and watch the horizon. It sounds like it's so every time when you're at sea and ships goes away from you, they disappear with the bottom first. Oh dear.
There are none. It's because that's not what's happening. The boat's going further and further away, Graham. You've got tides and swells. You're looking through a very, very dense medium. And of course, as the boat gets further and further away, it's reducing in size. Getting further away, and the medium you're viewing it through is getting thicker and thicker. You've got optical things at play there with the sea, tides and swells, and of course, your vision. It's a scientific fact. All of that is happening on a level plane. It's a fact. It's not my opinion. It's a demonstrable fact.
He loves to call it demonstrable facts, but he never shown these facts. Sometimes he talks about the consumer camera, Nikon P1000 and so on. Use it then, Leo. Go to the shore. Watch a ship disappearing with a bottom first. Take your P1000 and zoom in, and you will see that the bottom of the ship is still missing.
One that proves Graham's deluded and is lost in his fantasy world. He's written too many fantasy books, and as a result thinks he resides on a ball which is in a vacuum. I mean, thinks scenes like this are real, cites observations as proof that reality is wrong. Yet Graham hasn't got the savvy to understand that there's things that play with our vision. He can't cross-reference things with demonstrable science, anything, because his assumptions and his claims are scientifically impossible.
It's quite interesting to listen to Level Earth Observer. His tactics is to repeating the same nonsense time after time. If you listen to this video, what is his argument? He's reusing them, and he's saying it in slightly different ways, but he never have so many argument when he claims things are fake and so on. Demonstrable reality, science, blah 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 blah, testable and so on. But he repeats this all the time. It's Level Earth Observer is a master of word salad. I don't understand people that listen to this rubbish. Video after video.
We shouldn't expect any more from a fantasist author. But I feel the need to keep correcting these stupid, silly, unscientific, ridiculous, deluded mantras that the mainstream people keep citing. It's ridiculous.
But still, Leo haven't present any type of evidence.
Remember, the flat earth is simply demonstrable science that can be tested and verified by all. Things like large standing bodies of water not having the ability to display convexity upon its surface, or tower cranes and pendulums not having the ability to be dead still and plumb, whilst doing ludicrous speeds in all different directions.
And regarding the tower cranes, I showed when Leo himself are rotating his crane, the rotation was 600 times faster than the rotation of the Earth. Oh dear.
And not forgetting, of course, you can't have an air pressure system next to a vacuum without some kind of solid wall separating the two. 3 demonstrable facts that prove the globe scientifically impossible.
And there we had 3 examples that Leo don't understand science.
The flat earth on this channel is simply demonstrable science that we can all test and verify for ourselves. And of course, any observation needs to be cross-referenced and have...
So when you visit Level Earth Observers channels, you are served science according to Leo.
scientific demonstration to back its fundamental claims. That way you take into account things with your vision. It's a scientific, true, honest approach that takes no bullshit and crushes delusions. Have a good one, everyone.
Oh dear. I'm I'm not sure if you remember. I had I should have last autumn. I would plan to have a photo exhibition on a gallery in London, and Leo promised to meet up in London with me. Hopefully this will be after this summer instead. It was cancelled because of the pandemic, but hopefully it will be in August and September. So I will try to meet up with this crane driver in real life. I'm quite curious to meet this man in real life. Or perhaps that's a bad idea, I don't know. That was what I had planned for today. It was a bit quick, perhaps, but as I said, I have had a break from flat Earth during the holidays. have missed. I'm bad at following the discussions in the side chat at the same time as I talking. I'm a typical man that have problems doing things simultaneous. But I'm very happy that you all joined me on this one. I will end this stream in some minutes. I hope you will continue follow the channel. I'm working on making a bit progress in how I present my videos and put a bit more work. One problem I have is that I'm quite keen on publishing my videos. So perhaps I publish a bit too many videos with a bit too bad quality, but I'm let's see. Glad to have you here, Dora. Okay, that was what I had for you today. I will finish some videos that will be published later this week, and I will be back with more lives. I don't know exactly when, because this is my first day after the holidays back to Flurf madness, or what you will call it. I think my next video, I started on a video, I was planning it. I did see the stupidity about Hasselblad cameras that Kyle Adams did, so I was thinking about it. Then I did see that Mr. Sensible did a video about it, so I'm not sure if I will do a video about that one, because I did plan to do, because in Kyle Adams' video it was a photographer that claimed that it was impossible to use a Hasselblad camera on the moon because of the heat and radiation, and that they couldn't change the magazine with the film with the gloves and so on. I did buy my first Hasselblad camera when I was 16 years old, and I have 3 of them. I have the same, 2 of them have been in space, modified versions. So I have the standard version of the first one that was in space. I think it was 1963, and I have the same as the one that was on the moon missions, but they have made changes for those that did go to space. So I will see if I make a one about that. Okay, that was all I did have for you today, and I hope you all are okay with that. From now, all the earnings from the channel, super chats, memberships, ads and so on goes to drones. And if you want to help with drones, use PayPal so we don't send money to Google and YouTube. Okay, that was all I had. I will play the end video and we'll see you soon. Have a nice day all.